Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the thousands listening locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to Shetland!
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're into a new week. It's a Monday. A happy Monday morning to you. Here on the Morning Wake Up, brought to us by Stam Greenhouse. And let's take a look at them real quick. Stam Greenhouse at, right there in Oskaloosa along Highway 92, where you can experience the color. They are open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. And they are closed on Sundays. So keep that in mind. Stam Greenhouse or Stam Garden Center, whatever you want to call them, in Oskaloosa. They are sponsoring our morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. We are broadcasting live from the Oski Dental Studios. You can call Dr. Schuster or Dr. Drawn and set up an appointment at 641-673-4845. So Oski Dental bringing us the studios. Stam Greenhouse bringing us our morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. Let's take a look at our forecast. As for today, sunshine and a high around 80. Wow. North winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour. And wind gusts up to about 25 miles per hour today. Again, a high around 80. Tonight is when the fun begins, as we're in for a shower and storm stretch here over the next couple of days. Tonight, there is a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms and increasing clouds, a low of 57, breezy east winds for tonight. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms are likely, kind of off and on through the day, and a high of 73, breezy east winds, rain chance at 100%. Tomorrow night, showers and thunderstorms, and some of those could be severe, the way the National Weather Service and all the other outlets are talking. Again, rain chance at 100% for tomorrow night. Wednesday, a 40% chance of some showers, breezy and cloudy, and a high of 64. Right now, humidity at 52%, wind speeds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. The barometer at 29.95 and 49 degrees right now in southeast Iowa. And according to the National Weather Service, a large storm system expected to cross the region tonight and tomorrow, bringing increasing chances for thunderstorms, could be severe. Now, they say on their scale, a marginal risk of storms, level 1 out of 5 for portions of southeast Iowa into portions of Illinois and Missouri. Now, for tomorrow, there's an enhanced risk of some severe storms. They say level 3 out of 5. So keep an eye out on things. Obviously, tomorrow things could get a little bit worse than tonight, but definitely something to keep your eye out on here in southeast Iowa. Again, your weather brought to us by the Garden Gate at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney, 641-622-3191. Hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon. Fresh floral arrangements, jewelry, home decor, sympathy gifts. They got something for everyone at the Garden Gate in Sigourney. Well, earlier this morning, we put up our this or that for the day. And what do you think? Breakfast time, what would you prefer? I don't know. What would you go with? Toast or donuts? I mean, to me, this is kind of a no-brainer. If I have the choice of toast or donuts spread out before me, I am going with the donuts 100 bazillion% of the time. So there you go. Not much of a choice for me. It's donuts. I mean, I like toast. Don't get me wrong. I'll eat some toast, but yeah, if it's between the two, I'm going with donuts. So that's our this or that, brought to us by Stacy Flynn at the Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty. Just scroll back earlier in your news feed and you'll find the this or that. Coming up later on today, we will put out our question of the day, and it's brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa at 202 North Main in Sigourney. Hair and spa services, extensions, products, and tanning. Call 641-622-3772. Where's the best place to buy a car? If I were in the market for a vehicle, whether it be new or used, it doesn't really matter. Where's the best place to buy a car? That is your question for the day. And tag those car dealerships in the comments. That goes up at noon on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. Where's the best place to buy a car? That is our question of the day, brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa. Hey, coming up later on this week here on Steve Shetler Media, we're going to be going up, of course, to Barnwired in Sigourney. That'll be Friday from 11:30 to noon for our Iowa Music Showcase, as Jake Beatty going to be coming to Barnwired this Friday, so make sure you tune in. I've met Jake briefly before, once last summer. I mean, it's just, I don't know the guy. So we're going to get to know him, and we're going to hear some of his music coming up this Friday. Jake Beatty, 11:30 to noon at Barnwired in Sigourney. Of course, on Saturday, we always go to Brothers Market in Sigourney for the sports section, so you can always tune in. Coach Hobbs is our host for the spring season, so make sure you tune in then. Let's see here. What else we got going on today? Now, last night, we put out our weekly Top 20, and we've got a new number one. Somebody who has not been number one before. It's Chad Albert. Hey, hey, hey. It's Chad Albert, our number one most engaged fan. Chad, congratulations to you. Chad is number one. But look who's right behind Chad. Mrs. Shetler, Stacy, climbing the ranks. Knocking at the door there at number 2. So, Chad, congratulations to you. My wife, Stacy, and at number 2, we've got Lacey, Dan, Christine, Dodie, Dave, Alan, Bruce, and Nancy rounding out your top 10. So, again, to move up this list, we put this out every Sunday, to move up the most engaged followers list, the weekly top 20, make sure you like, you comment, and you share. Those are the 3 things that will move you up on this list. And this is something that Facebook compiles. I have nothing to do with this other than the fact that I share it. So I don't understand how they do their numbers. And I say this about every week. There are some of you guys that should be on this list. I mean, it's obvious that some of you should be on this list because you're active. You're very active. And for some reason, people don't show up on this list. And I don't get it. I'm just sharing what Facebook gives me. So, Chad Albert, number 1. Congratulations to you, Chad. Hey, we are in a new matchup for our For the Fun of It tournament on Steve Shetler Media Facebook, brought to us by Sarah's Quickie Delivery in Oskaloosa, the food delivery service in the Oski area, 641-638-0756. And, of course, we're doing 90s country female superstars. Our current first-round matchup has Wynonna versus Leanne Womack. So what do you think? Right now, Wynonna is leading in the voting. In the reactions, you give Wynonna the thumbs up or you give Leanne the heart. So make sure you get your vote in. We'll see who moves on. Voting for that goes until 6 p.m. this evening. Let's look at the brackets. So far we have Shania, Faith, Trisha, Reba, and Martina all in the second round. If your first name ends with an like Shania, Trisha, Reba, and Martina, you're doing good. And now it looks like Winona will be moving into the second round. After that, we have Patty, Susie, Pam, and Jody. So Messina. So maybe Jody Messina. We'll move on. I don't know. It's all about the uhs. In our 90s Country Female Superstar Tournament brought to us by Sarah's Quickie Delivery. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything this morning. I think that gets us caught up to speed. Before we move on, let's run through some community calendar events. As coming up this week within our area, we do have a Tri-County High School blood drive that comes up tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Goes to 1:30 at the Tri-County High School Gymnasium. So take part in that blood drive at the Tri-County High School. Also on our community calendar list, trying to see what else is coming up this week. We've been pushing the Glow Party. That's for kids at Be the Light Ministry. That comes up on Wednesday from 3:20 to 5:30, an after-school program there for the kids. Glow Party at Be the Light in Sigourney. And then, let's see here. We'll also throw up, what do we got going on here? Trying to find one more item real quick that's going on this week. We do have that poverty simulation, which is an interesting thing. Poverty simulation coming up on Friday from 9 to noon at the Mahaska County YMCA in Oskaloosa, which is a free event. So that could be of interest to you as well. So those are some events on our community calendar here on Steve Shetler Media. Doing the morning wake up. It's brought to us by Stam Greenhouse, live from the Oski Dental Studios. Over here, you see Toothy behind me, smiling Toothy with the Oski Dental banner. And by the way, I don't know if you're noticing things. I mean, just getting going here, but I got some new lighting. I've added a new light to the mix here in the studios, and I think it looks better on screen. At least what I'm looking at. What do you guys? Do you see any difference? Maybe you don't. Maybe it's just me because I'm really anal about these things. But do you see any difference as far as the lighting in the studio? I think it lights it up a little bit better. So let me know what you think. Good morning to you, Dodie, Sherry, Dan, Cindy, Amber, Nancy, Tamara, Sandy, Tracy, Eloise, Sherry, Carson, Molly, Bubby. Good to see you all this morning here on the Morning Wake Up. Now, one other thing I did want to point out. Later on today, I'll be putting up our polls for the Keokuk County Health Center Athlete of the Week and also the Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week. Now, I put those up on Sunday looking for nominees. I always put those posts up on my Facebook page on Sunday afternoons. And if you have any nominees, I'm still taking them, especially for Team of the Week. We've got several athletes, but need some Team of the Week nominations. So if you want to do that, just scroll back to those posts and let me know what you think as far as Athlete and Team of the Week based on last week's performances. So get those in and let me know. Let's go ahead and do some birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Dodie says, the light lights me up more. So what do you, I don't know. Anybody else seen any difference as far as the quality of what I look? I mean, with what I look like, it only gets so much better. You're gonna get what you get. But can you see me better? Do I scare you now? Let me know. New lighting here in the studio. Some celebrity birthdays for today. Well, the old fart for the day. Actress Claudia Cardinal. 86 years old. You saw her in movies like Blindfold and The Pink Panther. So Claudia Cardinal, the actress, is 86. Other birthdays today. We've got basketball player Michael Cooper of the Lakers turning 68 years old. Actress Emma Thompson is 65. We've got singer Samantha Fox, 58 years old. Chris Stapleton, he's probably the biggest name on our celebrity list today. Chris Stapleton, the country singer-songwriter, 46. Actor Seth Rogen has a birthday, 42 years old. Actress Emma Watson, you know her from the Harry Potter movies, 34. And then actress Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones is 27 years old. Those are your celebrity birthdays for today. On this date, which it is April 15th, on this date in 1738, the bottle opener was invented. 1738. It was on this date in 1938, the Walt Disney cartoon characters Huey, Dewey, and Louie first appeared in an episode called Donald's Nephews. So Donald's, again, the nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie, 1938. It was on this date in 1952, the very first bank credit card was issued. 1952. All right, today is on the National Day calendar. It's National Laundry Day. I am up and at 'em this morning. I've got some laundry going already this morning. So yeah, way to go me, on top of things. It's Purple Up Day. So wear some purple, I guess, if you want. We've got National, this is quite the day, National Glazed Spiral Ham Day. Okay. It's National Titanic Remembrance Day. It's National Rubber Eraser Day. It's National Take a Wild Guess Day. And it's National Tax Day. Boo! Taxes. National Tax Day. Hopefully you have your taxes done and in. Oh, it's also the day for the Boston Marathon. So good luck to all the runners out in Boston. Let's see here. What else is going on today? You know, before we go any further, let's check in once again with our sponsor, which is Stam Greenhouse in Oskaloosa. Let's hear from them. They bring us our morning wake-up here on Steve Shetler Media.
Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
As spring brings warmer weather each year, dinners typically begin to include main courses that are lighter and spicier than those we eat in winter. They may include spicy Mexican, Asian stir-fries, and other flavorful spicy foods. A white wine rarely has enough body to stand up to the stronger flavors of a spicy dish, and a red wine has too much body and will frequently accentuate the spice to unpleasant levels. A rosé like American Pink Catawba from Tassel Ridge Winery will have sweetness that will balance the spice. American Pink Catawba is a semi-sweet and very fruity wine with pineapple, mandarin orange, and pear notes and a tropical fruit nose. It's an excellent complement to spicy foods, and it also complements cold fried chicken.
Steve Shetler Media presents Tuesday Night Tune-Up, TNT. Coming to you from Smoky Row in Oskaloosa, Iowa. On Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m., April 16th through August 13th. Hosted by Safe Crafty. Talking to local and area drivers. Get tuned up for the racing week ahead with Tuesday Night Tune-Up, TNT. Starting April 16th, live from Smoky Row in Oskaloosa, right here on Steve Shetler Media. Alrighty, we are back with the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media, brought to us by Stam Greenhouse in Oskaloosa, live from the Oski Dental Studios. Let's check in with our friend Iowa Farm Mama.
An event for you to add to your schedule this weekend on April 20th and 21st is the Washington Farm to Film Festival happening in Washington, Iowa. Washington, Iowa is home to the longest running movie theater as well as the world's largest corn stack. Come down to the Farm to Film Festival. Check out all of these amazing films made by independent producers. It is free to the public, kid-friendly, Come check out Washington, Iowa's downtown, enjoy the restaurants, and stroll throughout the community for the 2-day festival.
All right, thanks to Rachel, Iowa Farm. Make sure you follow Iowa Farm Mama on social media outlets. She's providing us some extra content here on Steve Shetler Media, especially from around the Washington area where she's located. So thank you to Iowa Farm Mama for that. So let's go to some things you need to know. Oh, yeah. Oh. Some catchy, snappy little music there. Things you need to know. ABBA. I call them ABBA. ABBA fans celebrate the 50th ABBA-versary. See, it's anniversary, except you put ABBA-versary in there. Over the weekend, 50th anniversary for ABBA. It was on this past weekend in 1974 that the Swedish quartet wowed everyone at the Eurovision competition with their song Waterloo 50 years ago. Other things you need to know, Cameron Diaz and husband Benji Madden have welcomed a second child to their family. They brought in a son into the world, so congratulations to Cameron Diaz. Let's go to Oklahoma. A judge has ordered a Kansas City Chiefs superfan known as Chiefsaholic, who admitted to a series of bank robberies, to pay $10.8 million to a teller who was assaulted with a gun. So Chiefsaholic, a bank robber. You probably saw this in your feeds, your news feeds. The Golden Bachelor. Who watches that show? Golden Bachelor. The couple Jerry Turner, or is it Gary? Gary or Jerry? I don't know. I don't watch it. Never will. And Teresa Nist are divorcing after 3 months of marriage. No, I can't believe that a marriage that was put together on TV in a quote-unquote reality show only lasted 3 months. I am shocked. I am aghast. Let's see here. Other stuff. All of O.J. Simpson's kids, including the 2 that he had with his murdered wife, Nicole, were at his bedside, during his final days. Family, friends, and medical staff were all forced to sign non-disclosures about being there, so they can't really talk about it, but it seems like all the important people in OJ, other than Nicole, of course, were at OJ's side. Other stuff you need to know. The WNBA draft going to be taking place. Is that tonight? I think it is. WNBA's Indiana Fever having the first pick. Of course, they're going to take Caitlin Clark. Ticket sales already going through the roof since Caitlin Clark will be coming to town. So, and also, by the way, did you see Caitlin on Saturday Night Live over the weekend? She had a great surprise performance on Saturday Night Live, so make sure you check that out. Let's see here. Social media. Taylor Swift is back on TikTok. I didn't know that she had left, but evidently she's back. So if you're on TikTok, look for the T-Swizz on TikTok. How about Tom Brady? Tom, the football player, saying the other day that he's not opposed to ending his retirement with the right team. Of course, that means you just have to pay him enough. So Tom Brady, will he be back? I don't know. New York City officials have approved a plan to build yet another stadium in town. This one's a 25,000-seat stadium for Major League Soccer's New York City Football Club. It'll be right next to Citi Field, where the Mets play. So, more congestion in New York. Other stuff you need to know. Dairy Queen putting out a peanut butter brittle crunch cone. Something good for the spring and summer months. Do you like to sleep? I like to sleep. Guilty as charged. I like to sleep. Best sleeping position. Sleeping on your back is generally the best position for the spine and can help with chronic pain or neck pain, according to one sleep expert. Now, it's also a more breathable position with your face up toward the ceiling, your skin can breathe, your diaphragm can expand fully, and nasal congestion eases. Now, I don't know about you, but I sleep on my side, probably 99.9% of the time. I kind of roll from one side to the other. Don't really ever sleep on my back. Billy Idol is a rebel, yeah! Billy Idol planning to release a new album later this year. A lot of his classics evidently will be re-recorded along with some new material. It's been a decade since his last album. My question is, I didn't know that he had an album out a decade ago. Why bother putting out a new album? Nobody wants to hear new stuff from you, Billy. They just want to hear the classics. That is your stuff, your things you need to know here on Steve Shetler Media. Let's go to this. Today's Impossible Question. Today's impossible question. The number one thing we do out of habit is this. What do you think? The number one thing we do out of habit is sleep on the same side of the bed. I'm assuming everybody has their side of the bed. If you're married or whatever the situation is, you sleep on the same side of the bed. I do. Yeah, I'm on. If you're looking at down at the bed, I'm on the left side. Stacy's on the right. Then we got a dog, and a dog. So that's the sleeping situation at our house. Let's get weird.
That is weird.
This is weird and kind of gross. Airline operators are scrambling for new forms of fuel to power their jets without causing harmful carbon emissions. One smelly solution could be the use of human feces. A Hungarian budget airline called Wizz Air has announced plans to run 10% of its flights with sustainable aviation fuel by 2030. And it's turning to UK-based biofuel company Firefly, which turns sewage sludge, you know what that is, sewage sludge, into jet fuel. So if you ever fly on Wizz Air, Wizz, W-I-Z-Z, your plane might be fueled by poop. There you go. How about this one in the weird news? Justin Rybicki. He doesn't order pizza all that often, but pizza seems to arrive at his home and work all the time. Let's see here. He says, in the past 6 months, hundreds of dollars worth of pizza has been ordered in Rybicki's name. And he's not sure why. Started in November one night as his family was sitting down for dinner. The doorbell rang. Pizza was delivered. The thing is, nobody from him or his family had ordered pizza. And whatever is causing this, whoever is doing this, keeps doing it. They keep ordering pizzas in his name, and they don't know what to do with it. They send the pizza back. They have called authorities, but they're trying to get to the bottom of that. People ordering pizza in this guy's name, having it delivered, and then they're kind of stuck with the bill or else sending it back and having to deal with it. Just kind of a pain in the butt. Let's see here. Let's stay here in Iowa for some weird. An Iowa man had to call the sheriff's office for assistance after his acupuncturist inserted needles into his body and then went home and fell asleep. So imagine that. You're on the table. You've got needles all over you, and then nobody is there to pull them out and let you out. Board records and a report from the Lyon County Sheriff's Office in northwest Iowa indicate that June 12th of last year, a male patient went to the Rock Rapids office of a guy named Dave Wang Chung, a state-licensed acupuncturist. According to the board, Wang inserted acupuncture needles into the man's body. He then left the clinic and went home and fell asleep. Let's see here. Quote, the patient took the needles out on his own and called the sheriff's office for assistance. Now, Wang, let's see, the Board of Medicine has charged Wang with professional incompetence, alleging that Wang failed to exercise the degree of care ordinarily observed by the average acupuncturist. At the same time, the board filed its charges against Wang. It agreed to settle the case with a warning and a $500 penalty. So, Mr. Wang, watch out for Wang Acupuncture Clinic in, where was it at? Northwest Iowa? Yeah, Northwest Iowa. He might take a nap and leave you with all the needles stuck in you. Let's see here. Let's do one more weird news story. A company called Sierra Space has unveiled a radical new concept for on-demand cargo delivery from Earth, or from Earth orbit, so from space. The company aims to land critical supplies anywhere on the planet within 90 minutes of when it was requested. So basically, they're going to have these satellites and whatever else circling the Earth. You're going to order something, like if you're in desperate need, and you're going to get it in an hour and a half from space. Sierra Space says the concept could enable soldiers on the battlefield or in remote areas to acquire much-needed supplies on quicker timescales, as they'd be far from traditional infrastructure used to transport goods on the ground. The Ghost Orbital Delivery Platform could also aid first responders in disaster-stricken areas and bolster humanitarian efforts. So, Sierra Space. Delivery from space. How about that? That would be interesting. Let's go to the files of law and disorder. In some disorder this morning, well, news out of Tennessee. You can't marry your cousins. Cue the banjos. The Republican-led Tennessee legislature has overwhelmingly voted to send the Republican governor a proposal that would ban marriage between first cousins. I guess it was legal to do that in Tennessee up to this point, so. Oh, will you marry me? I love you, cousin. A particularly vocal opponent, the Republican Representative Gino Bolso, took up most of the debate time as he argued for an amendment to allow first cousin marriages if the couple first seeks counseling from a genetic counselor. So you actually had a guy that was arguing in favor of first cousin marriage. And then let's go over to Oklahoma. A great follow-up story. So the discussion of first cousin marriage going on in Tennessee. Meanwhile, in Oklahoma, a House bill is meant to deter the spread of common STIs that could actually, if signed into law, would criminalize the intentional or reckless spread of STIs. I get the ST. What's the I? Sexually transmitted something. Used to be STDs. Violators could face between 2 to 5 years in prison. However, reckless is not defined in the bill, which experts in the field say leaves an open door to potential unnecessary lawsuits and prosecutions. So, according to the National Cancer Institute, more than 90% of sexually active men and 80% of sexually active women will be infected with HPV in their lifetime. This bill could turn nearly all Oklahomans into potential felons. So, infections. All right. So, yeah. Just don't get those people from Tennessee and Oklahoma mingling. It could get really weird really quick. Let's do something that will, if that one didn't make you smile, let's do something that will make you smile.
Something that makes you smile.
Something to make you smile, brought to us by Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solutions in Sigourney. And they also have a place in Oskaloosa as well. They are celebrating Oral Health Month. As did you know, poor oral health is linked to heart disease, arthritis, and cancer. Book your appointment today with Dr. Stacy Freeze and staff, 641-622-2669, lifetimedentalsolutions.com. Something to make you smile from Dr. Stacy Freeze. again, from Lifetime Dental Solutions in Sigourney and Oskaloosa. Let's see here. The women of World War II were awarded with Congress's highest civilian honor. The women, who became known as Rosie the Riveters for their work in helping to lead the U.S. to victory during World War II, were honored on Wednesday with a Congressional Gold Medal. Rosie the Riveter was the moniker given to women who went to work during World War II, taking on roles historically dominated by men while men were drafted to fight overseas. Now, around 5 million civilian women went to work during the war, many helping to build equipment of the war, while around 350,000 American women served in the military. So, Rosie the Riveter and the Riveters given that special honor. Well, and much deserved as well. That brought to us by Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solutions. Let's go to the Department of...
Duh.
And some duh. A Colorado lawmaker apologized on Thursday after leaving a firearm, leaving a firearm unattended in a bathroom at the state capitol this week. Republican State Representative Don Wilson left a loaded 9mm Glock on a shelf in a single-occupancy bathroom about 9 p.m. local time on Tuesday, according to the Colorado State Patrol. The Capitol was closed to the public at 7 p.m. that evening. State Patrol officials said security video showed the gun was left unattended for about 20 minutes before it was found by the janitors and safely stored. Wilson contacted state troopers about an hour later, and they returned the gun to him. Colorado State Police said that after an investigation, it was determined that Wilson had not violated any state laws, but he left his loaded Glock in the bathroom. You got to be a little bit more careful than that. You get the duh.
Duh.
Good morning to you, Anthony, Dixie, again, Amber and Jackie. Let's wrap this up by looking at the numbers from the box office from over the weekend. Who went to see the movies? Now, my wife and I, went to see the new movie Civil War, which I had really high expectations for this. And when I usually have high expectations for a movie, it usually doesn't come anywhere close to meeting them. But I saw the preview, the trailer for this months ago, and I was like, oh, that looks good. And it was good. It was really good. I would recommend seeing this movie. Civil War was the name of that. Civil War comes in at number 1. Now, here's the thing. As I've been saying for quite a while, movie theaters are just dead. We went and saw Civil War. We went to Ottumwa, saw it on Friday night at 7:30. So again, this is opening weekend for a movie, a fairly anticipated movie, on a Friday of opening weekend at 7:30. So kind of prime time to see a movie, especially a new one. Friday at 7:30, opening weekend, and there were maybe 20 people in the theater. So that kind of goes to show how many people are excited about movies these days. So Civil War, it comes in at number 1 on the box office, but it only brings in $25.7 million. It used to be when a new movie would come out, $100 million would be the expectations. I don't have any idea what they were expecting for this movie, but I'm guessing they were hoping for more than $25.7 million. So Civil War, number 1. The new Godzilla Kong movie, it's hanging around with $15.4 million at number 2, and it's brought in $158 million overall. Number 3 is the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire movie, which, only brings in just under $6 million, and it has not cracked the $100 million mark yet. And it's been out there for a few weeks. Kung Fu Panda hanging around at number 4. Dune at number 5. Monkey Man at 6. The First Omen, The Long Game, Shrek, and Suga in at number 10. So those are your top 10 money-making movies at the box office. Again, I would recommend seeing Civil War. If you like a good wartime movie, and if you have thought about what our country would look like, what the United States would look like if, for some reason, an actual civil war would break out here in the United States. It's an interesting look, and the good thing is it doesn't take sides politically. You don't even get... I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler, so you might want to stop watching. But the good thing about the movie Civil War is they don't play politics. They don't tell you if the president is Democrat or Republican. It doesn't tell you why there's a civil war. It's just there is a civil war going on. And so that was good. That was refreshing. I didn't want to have to be politics and all that stuff, and I didn't. So there you go. Okay, let's take a look at our forecast once again. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate. Let's get that out of the way. Today, sunshine, a high of 80, a little bit windy. And then tonight, of course, we get showers and thunderstorms moving in. Tomorrow, showers and storms. And then tomorrow night, as we've been talking, and as you've probably been seeing on the news or on your news feed on Facebook and social media, could see some severe stuff coming up tomorrow night. So we will keep an eye out for that. Okay, that does it. We have done the morning wake up. Again, we always broadcast live from the Oski Dental Studios, 641-673-4845. And our morning wake up now brought to us by Stam Garden Center, Stam Greenhouse. Experience the color in Oskaloosa. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. Closed on Sundays. All right, coming up later on today here on Steve Shetler Media, video-wise, I'm looking at the schedule here. We've got In Remembrance Of. That comes up at 8 a.m. We'll have an encouraging word from Kevin Hempel at 5 o'clock. We'll get to Successful Farming at 5:30. Real Talk with Aaron and Steve at 6:30. And then Card Subject to Change, Pro Wrestling Talk, coming up at 7 o'clock this evening. That goes along with all of our other features that we put out on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. Okay, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 a.m.